So I'll hang here for a little bit till you all get over there. And I'll see you over there next. Alrighty. We'll just sit here and see. Looks like, oh, hold on, let me go to my 1 second. Here we go. There's Angie and Darla and Jean. Hello. Angie, you said you were getting tired. Are you going to fall asleep? Hi, Mina. Hey, Allie. Hello, Linda. Hey, Farrington. Hey there, little sister. Oh, Elvis is a big sweetie. That's so cute. Hey, Elvis. Hey, Ruth. Hey, Mitz. Everybody doing well this evening? Oh, you're making yo-yos, Angie. Oh, I should have known, Angie. You're making yo-yos. Hey, Suze. Hey, Dorinda. Purple loving girl. Hi, Becky. If I didn't see you, hello. If I missed you. Hey, Jane. I took my electric scooter over from Lori's. Watch those potholes. Oh, they are bad, aren't they, Roy? Especially this time of year. You got to watch out. I don't know. Might want to ride your bike next time. I know you ride your bike. You said you did. Yes, Queen Yo-Yo. Hey, Mary Lou. Hi, Riri. Hey, Mary. Hey, Anne. Becky and Anne had cool hops earlier. I love making those little postage stamps. Whenever I make anything, I always make like 1 million of them. Does anyone else do that? And I remember when I was in high school, I did art sort of like what Becky did. I would take images out of magazines and kind of recreate them in pieces, like make collages. It's fun. Oh, thank you, Roy. I was a little, this is the first time I've ever done anything on the sewing machine live. So I was a little worried about that. And I have a light here. You tell me whether it's better or worse, okay? So I'll turn on the light and you tell me whether it's better or worse. She's moving to the green chair. Hi, Shelly. Hey, Lori. Lori drew some pretty cool eyes. I think eyes are kind of intimidating to draw, eyes and hands. And now we know. That's good? Okay, good. Hey, Sharon. Oh, boy, Darla. I am not a quilter. So, all right. So what I thought I would do, and you don't have to use it for this, but this is what I'm going to use what I make on. Oh, better, it's worse. Okay. I'll leave it for now. You can still see it clearly. Okay. Hey, Leslie. I am going to use what I make on a snippet roll. And I did a video the other day where I showed one that I made. And it does have some of these elements in it. Hey, Barb. And if I miss anyone, I'm sorry. So one of the things I like to do when I make a snippet roll is I like to cut things out of embroidery. I know a lot of you are going, gasp, no, don't cut that. But this was an older one and it had holes and the fabric is really thin. So I felt like I was sort of giving this a new life because I couldn't really see anyone using it for its intended purpose. So I cut it apart. And I have some chenille here. This is This is older chenille. It's not new, so it's, you know, it's been washed and it's thinner, but you can use anything you want. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Thank you. Hey, Holly, the rain is gone. So I'm just sewing this, what I cut out, onto some chenille. And I just use regular zigzag stitch. I don't make it any wider or longer. I just leave it as it is. And since it's a flower, you know, it has petals, I kind of go around. And then when I get to the part where I have to move, I just kind of lift my, this is probably cheating and it's probably not the right way to do it, but this is what works for me. And then I kind of go in, and then when I have to go around a little bit more, I lift it. And then I'm kind of to the top and I lift it. And I'm just on the edge of the material. And if you go in from the edge or a little bit out from the edge, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter. And then when you get to the end, I'm just going to back stitch, lock stitch it. And there it is. Then when I'm done with this, come on, my iPad says I'm low on battery. I take my scissors and I just kind of, not really close to this, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I know I'm not going to use it in this huge form on a snippet roll. So just kind of go around in a circle. And then when I know more exactly where I'm going to put it, you know, I'll trim it up a little bit more. And there's a piece that I missed because I had to sew two pieces together to make it big enough. All right, so there's that. Kind of looks like a cookie. There's that. And then another thing that I like to use on snippet rolls to give it depth and interest are, and am I going to be able to find the one I made? Probably not. Oh, here it is. Okay. I like to use, I make these quilted leaves. Here, and it's just, I just freeform it on the machine. And you can use, like the back of this one is tomato fabric. And here's the front. Let me see. Okay. Soda. Ooh. Oh boy. Okay. So what I do is I take my 2 layers of fabric and I just sandwich a little bit of quilt batting in the middle. This is the synthetic kind. And then I just, and I want to be able to pink around the edges, so I don't want to start my leaf right up at the top. I want to go down a little bit and kind of center on the fabric and then angle to the side somewhat. And then I just start to sew. Thanks, Riri. Hey, Hot Threads. And then I just kind of go. Now my thread is caught around my, would figure that would happen while I'm live. Okay, that was easily fixed. Okay, just go. Oh, I forgot to put it back on straight stitch. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, she's back on straight stitch now. I'm gonna just go around. Just kind of pull it around, pull it around. An end. Yeah, you can see that. And then, oh, Deanie, right. Deanie, how did I forget that? I'm sorry, Deanie. I'm bad with names, though, so don't ever take it personally if I don't remember your name. Horrible. And then you can kind of swoop it in there if you want. And then since I didn't do a lock stitch, I want to come around a little bit again. Lock stitch that in there. And then once I'm back up at the top, when I do my line, I don't go right from one tip to the next. I like to curve my line a little bit. I think it looks more natural like that. Am I missing anyone? Hey, Candy. Oh, hey, Jen. Yeah, I just kind of curve it around. When I get to the other tip, just give it a little lock stitch there. And there's your basic leaf shape. You can leave it like that, or you can put some veins in it. This is what it looks like with the veins. I've done a couple different ones. I personally like the symmetrical leaf veins other than, or wait, no, I don't like the symmetrical. I like the ones that go every other one. I'll show you what I mean. So you just start on the edge, do a little lock stitch, go to the middle, and then go down a little bit on your middle rib. And then go the other way. Lock stitch. And then you'll get the non-symmetrical veins in the leaves. So I'll just finish that up quickly. Start from the other end, like I did on the other one. Lock stitch, go in to the middle. I need one more. Okay, go down a little bit on your middle vein part. And then turn your work. And an easy way to do this, if you want them to be parallel, just kind of line your edge of your foot up with the edge of your other vein in your leaf. If you want them to be parallel, if you don't care, then it doesn't matter. Okay. There's that. All right. And asymmetrical. Yes. Thank you, Carla. Thank you very much. I lose my words when I'm live. I'm just trimming the threads. You know. And yours will look better because you won't have yours in a zigzag stitch like I did up at the top. And you don't need to use white thread if you want to hide your stitches, but I never care what color my thread is. I use my thread and I fill my bobbin until my thread is gone. No, unless I'm making clothes. But when I'm just doing this stuff, I don't care. So there's a leaf. Then what I do is I take a pair of pinking shears and I just cut around the leaf. And you can use, if you don't like the way pinked fabric looks, or if you just want a smooth edge leaf, just use regular scissors. And there's one more thing that I like to do. Like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want. This is I shall endeavor. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. You can leave it like this with the polyfill kind of sticking out. I just kind of take mine and I just trim it a little bit. Then I go all the way around and I trim it. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. And there's your little leaf. Then what I do is I attach it, if I want to, somewhere on my snippet roll. And the other snippet roll that I made, where I put the leaf, I ended up almost covering it. Can't even really find it. There it is. It's kind of, let me see. It's right here. It's kind of covered up. That's part of my other snippet roll that I made. It's got everything on it. Was it a big... Oh. Hi, Tina O. How are you? And another thing I like to make to put on my snippet rolls are fabric clusters. So this one, I took some It's like a tatted or a crocheted edge. I think that's crocheted. And then I took a little bit of the chenille and a piece of blanket binding, a paper flower. You don't always have to use only fabric in your snippets. You can use paper and a stamp. Now at this point, you have two choices. You can either leave it, you can sew it like this in your hand and have it ready, or you can sew it directly onto your snippet roll. And when I sew these onto my snippet roll, what I do is so that I can layer later, I only sew the middle. I sew the middle, and I use a straight stitch, but this time I use a basting stitch and I make it as big as I can. It's at 5, and that's it. I just baste it. I don't lock stitch it in. I don't, nothing. I just baste the middle, and that's it. And then if I want to, since I didn't sew all the edges down, if I wanted to, I could take, where's that little flower I had earlier? I'm the queen of misplacing things, by the way, just to tell you. I lose everything. Where'd I put that little flower you got, or not flower, leaf? Where'd I put that little leaf? The one with the tomato back. See how I am? There it is. I found it. There it is. There it is. I can take that. Thank you, little sister. And if I want to, I can just tuck that right under there. And it's not a problem because I didn't sew it down too much. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm not going to sew it down, you know, completely around the edges. I'm just basting the middle. Just going to go in and baste it. That's it. You're going to end up with a lot of threads, but that's no big deal. So here's that flower that I made earlier. What I did on my other snippet roll is I made this flower very similar, well, kind of in the same idea as this one. And I put it on the edge and then I turned it into a flip and you could open it up. So I'm kind of lining this up and looking at it and I'm thinking, that's too big. So I'm going to go back in. Thank you, Lori. Go back in and just trim it up with my pinking shears. And I think, in my personal opinion, is if you pink the edge of something, I think it just looks really cool. I love it. So here comes my dogs. So you're going to hear the TV because one of them just opened the door. Okay, so there's that. And I might want to tuck this corner right here is looking naked. So I know I'm going to want to tuck something under there. So I know I don't want to sew that edge. So I'm just going to sew the middle. Just going to sew that middle down. Get it in there. What dog came in? Oh, they came in and snooped and left. Bug faces. Okay. And this is a little bit heavier, so I'm just going to kind of angle it. Listen to that TV. And make kind of a V, just so I know it's going to hold, just because it's bigger and heavier. But that's also, it's just a basting stitch. So yes, Otis and Pixie Pie. So that's easily picked out with a seam ripper later on. Very easily. And I also, for snippet rolls, this is like the felt batting. Erin, do that. Come back to. I didn't on this one, this last one. but I have on other ones, Lori. I've come back and done a lot of, yes, the fancy stitching. I have done that. I made, I did felt flowers, and then I went back in and did a button center, and then embroidered the leaves and the stems, which turned out pretty neat. Okay, so now I have to remember that this is on basting, so I just switch it back. Yeah, so this is just, oh my goodness, flannel. And then this is the natural, nice, soft batting. So I'm just going to quilt this a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. Nothing too fancy. I'm just going to do around this. It just gives it a little bit of dimension and interest. All right, I need to go a little bit further. Let's see, is that far enough? No, one more. Okay. Go down. Doing the square, inside square. It doesn't even have to be exact. You can go off the lines if you want. I gave you permission to go off the lines. So there's that. It's just quilted a tiny bit. And then maybe I would take some little buttons and put them in the middle of each flower, and then sew that onto my snippet roll. And because it's so very, 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 very layered up, you can really add a lot. I made a, where is it? I left it out on purpose just so I could show you. But of course I can't find it now. No. I had it right here. I do have it right here. This is a little cluster that I made earlier. It's a piece of cotton with a piece of embroidery. And then some, this was like off a shirt, like the edge off a shirt. And then this little flower. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do, if I was going to tuck anything under there. And I kind of liked that. I didn't want to cover it, so I left it so that flower flops up. And then you can add that to your snippet roll. And then just kind of look at it and think, what part do I want showing? That kind of looks weird because it's red on red. I don't really like that. And then I think to myself, wow, I need something for up here. Will that fit there? It does. See, it fits there just perfectly, tucks right under there. So I am going to just stitch it down. If I mess up and so crooked, I just sew around it. See? That's exactly right, Darla. Make it look like you did it on purpose. Oh, I meant to do that. I totally meant to do that. Of course I meant to do that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then that fits right in there. Like that. And then also, if I think later, ooh, that sticks out too much, I don't like that, I can just cut it. You just take your pinking shears and just cut it. And another thing that I like to do is just make these random, I call them, I think of them in my mind like just kind of fillers. Just kind of a filler to put in places where it just feels kind of bare. I'll take like this piece of fabric, which I like, and a little piece of the middle part that connects all the doilies together in like a thing. And then I have that, and I'll go in. And then right here, I could stitch that right there if I wanted to. If I wanted to fill that in. And that's what I like to do on these. I just like to layer it and layer it and layer it. And you're probably thinking, no, you're covering that up. That's kind of what I like about it, is the fact that it's so many layers. And then later when I go back in, if I think this is sticking up too much, or maybe I want to tuck it under there, I can tuck it under there and I could sew it down, or I could put it up above and sew it down like that. So when you just leave it sewn in the middle, you have all of these options as to how you can configure things, which I like. I like that. I like having options. I don't like to be, you know, committed. Got me going, try. Thanks, Dana. Hello. So here's another piece that I have. I actually want to try something with not so much red. There's another little leaf. So let's make it look like this flower actually has a leaf coming out from underneath. So I'm just going to sew that down right there. Just going to give that a little stitch. Go this way and back stitch, just to give it that V, that little extra. Okay, so there's that. There's the flower with the two leaves. And then I could think to myself, you know, that looks weird because that leaf is underneath, that leaf is on top. So then I could take it and I could tuck it under, and then it looks kind of more symmetrical. And then I can sew it down. So I like that. I like that I can do that. Just tack it down. Did I miss a spot? Are you sure? I don't think I did. If I missed a spot, let me tell you, it'll be covered later on. So there's the flower with the two leaves, and then it's got this little funky piece up at the top. And there's this. This is kind of flopping around, so I'll probably come in later, and I might tuck it underneath. I could get rid of it altogether if I thought, oh, that flower's so pretty. I don't want to cover it. I might get rid of that altogether and put something a little smaller there. Or I could get my scissors and I could cut this so it's only that big. And then it wouldn't be covering the flower. Mary's next. Mary's next. Yep. And she is on 5 minutes. We will tell Chris he did it. Sure, Angie will blame Chris, right? So there's that. And then the next one I have this little ladybug. So I want to use that. It's really quite large for this. So what I was thinking was I would just it's the same width as my snippet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pink this so that the batting is kind of sticking out, which doesn't look too cute. And then I'll just do like I did with the other one. I need to start. I'll start here. Sew down. And this is the basting stitch. See, it's okay. I forgot. Oh, oops, it's the basting stitch. So I'll just go back up and fix it. There we go. Not even on the line. It's fine. Stitch. There we go. All right. So like I said, it's a big image for the snippet, so a lot of it's going to get covered. And I think I'm just going to tuck it right up. See, now it's covering his face. I don't like that. So what we'll do is we'll cover his butt. Tuck it right up under that leaf. And I could leave it straight up and down like that. It kind of looks weird to me, I think. It needs to be at a little bit of an angle. Let's see which way we want to angle it. Angle it that way. Like this way. Fits more snugly under there if I angle it that way. Do it like that. Maybe not quite so much because it's really sticking off. Like that. Okay. So let's see. Where do I want to tack it down? I think I'm just going to tack it right here at the top. Just in case. Let me put the basting stitch back on. Just in case. Go. Hey, Dana. So exciting, 1K. I'm close. This last 30 is, whew, it's really, okay, so there's the flower, and you're also probably thinking, oh, that all looks so old-fashioned, and then you have this bright garish. Let me tell you, it all fits together eventually. It really, really does. It really does. I promise. And you just have to go for it. Just go for it. Now I took this and I tucked it under, and I'm covering him right up. But you still have this cool green border, which is okay. Yeah, Johnny. The last 10. Yeah, you're pretty darn close too. If anyone isn't, if you like to go to Johnny's, if you like to see someone make fabulous junk journals and cool techniques and be a good sport, but everyone in chat is telling her 20 different things to do and doesn't ever lose her cool and is very funny and just laughing at herself. Sub to Johnny. We have a lot of fun. We have fun at Johnny's. She's a cool chick. She's almost to 2,000. Help a girl out. So there's that. And then you still have that cool green border to work with. And I know it seems like a lot of work, but when you're sitting here and you're doing it and you're thinking and you're kind of, working out where to put things in your own mind. Oh, Johnny's link, sure. Wait, she's a mod. She can. Johnny, put your link. Right? Well, that's okay. That's okay, Johnny. As long as you don't lose it live, that's all right. That's all that matters. Yeah, once you just kind of get in the flow and you start. I came in here one day, and I'm not even kidding. I came in here one day at 10:30. And this is like a southern facing this window right in front of me right here is southern facing, and the sun, came up and around and it was in my face, and then it was over and it moved over to my right. I looked up and it was 5:30. I had been in here farting around, cutting out things from 10:30 to 5:30, and I could not. I've never lost time making something like that ever. This was the first time that has ever happened to me, and it was while I was making a snippet roll. So there you go. Oh, and also another hint, when you're making your leaves, make a bunch. Get ready to make a bunch. Like make like a nice pile of the fabric and the batting, just so you can make them, so you don't have to stop and cut, and just have a nice pile going. You just grab your next pile and you just whip your leaves off like that, because you're going to need more than one, I'll tell you right now. So there's that. And it is 10. Mary comes on in 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And the base how I make my bases is, I'll tell you guys about that real quick. I just take whatever fabric, doesn't really matter, and then I just take the pieces, and they hang off at first when I put them on, and I just go on my sewing machine. But one thing I do not do when you sew the lines, don't go against where they flip, where they're layered, or they'll bend and you'll sew one down, and that's kind of a pain. So I always go with the with the flow of the fabric on this on your base. It's just much easier that way. And that's how I make my bases. And you can make them as long, as short, as wide as you want. I'm not making a fabric book. Oh, no leaves here yet. Not even buds. Not even a bud. Yes, I did. I fell down the snippet rabbit hole. Man, did I ever. Did I ever. Oh boy, that sounds not so great. We might take down our pool this summer. I already put an ad on Facebook to see if anybody wanted it. I don't have any takers yet, but hey cat. Why do I gotta watch this? Oh, Dana. Just watch the video again, Dana, and then maybe it'll give you some ideas. But get your stuff out. If you get your stuff out, that's how I'm inspired. I have to get a few things out and kind of have them there. And then if I limit myself to those few supplies, I feel like that's a lot easier for me to come up with something than if I have an endless amount of things I can choose from. That's just overwhelming. It nips my creativity in the bud and it doesn't help me at all. At all. So yeah, limit your supplies and just kind of have everything right there and just start. Just take something and put it on something else and just go with it. And then eventually you'll just keep on going. Then the last few minutes, I'll just kind of give you, I've got like 3 minutes left. I'll give you this little, you can look at this. That's a wallpaper die cut and a flower die cut. There's a stamp, a yo-yo. This is a piece of a doily. This, I kind of made it look like first prize. Here's the flower. I'll go to the part where it flips. Here's the part that I made. No, where is it? Where are you? Where are you, flippy floppy flower? Is that it? That's not it. Oh, here it is. This is the flower that I made that flips open. I just put a bulb pin with a little thing that says smile. And then it just kind of flips open. And there's just all kinds of stuff underneath. You just close it, pin it closed. And you have a secret little secret spot right there. Don't have to tell anybody. There's more. So that was very much fun to make. And oh, and I put a button card on this too. Where is it? Right there. I put a little button card. So yeah, all sorts of stuff. Just get your stuff out and just sew it down. Just do it. All right, so it's 4 after. Mary is coming on. I don't think you need Mary's link. I think everybody knows where Mary is, Mary Attier. She is the host of this, the hostess of this swap, or not swap, hop. Thank you all for coming. I would appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. If you're not already subscribed, I would so appreciate it. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you at Mary's in about 1 minute. Thank you. Bye everybody.